Hey guys, we're back. That was pretty quick, hey? That was pretty quick. Um, Sean says they found the Dachshund on Kangaroo Island. I saw that over the weekend as I was getting ready to leave for trial. I saw that they finally captured it. That's amazing. I can't believe that little tiny dog survived for over 500 days on Kangaroo Island. It's mental. Yeah, we're back. We're back. Hey DJ, good to see you. Marilyn Landis and Sean. We can be a bit more free now, a bit more relaxed. I ask you just of one thing. What happened there? Are we running out of battery? Hold on. Okay. All right. All right. There we go. Um, I plugged it in. We've got battery. It's all good. DJ. Hey DJ. Gail says, remember to hit the like button. Yeah, please. This has been a very exhausting week for Ping. Um, if you ask me what this week has taught me, that journalism is hard work. That real journalism is hard work. Um, I understand now. I was talking to some of the news people. I won't tell you who they are. I think there really is like a code of conduct in that room, and it's like what is said in that room mostly is like it's private. It's sort of like a club, and what goes on in there is sort of like a it's just like you just don't talk about it. It's sort of like it's private. It's privacy, right? Like is they're doing their job. They say things like they don't want to be quoted by somebody like that. But I will just say that I was talking to someone outside of that room. They weren't in that room at that time. We were just having a chat downstairs, and I said to them that how impressed I was by their work ethic and how much work they do. And they said, "Well, thank you," and they said they enjoy their job and I said, you know, I get why you guys all hate people like me. I said, I get it. I get why you hate YouTubers. And they said it's not like a hate. They just think that it's not original. And they said in sort of journalism, it's all about being original. It's all about trying to do your own thing, like your own writing and stuff like that, and no plagiarism. And they're like a lot of people who do like YouTube and true crime often plagiarize by taking articles and not crediting and stuff like that. And it's really taught me some valuable lessons about like attribution. Like if I ever use articles in the future, I'll definitely say who wrote it, um, and mention who they are. Like seeing these people work, I see how hard they work. They work so incredibly hard, guys. I feel lazy with how little work I feel like I do little work on my show, even though I research for hours. But they just work so hard. It really is like a different, like there's levels to this. You know what I mean? Like you've heard that saying, there's levels to this. Yeah, there's levels to this, and they work incredibly hard. The ones I have been able to talk to have been really lovely. Um, I'm scared of them. I don't really want to go up to them. I'm sure they're lovely, but I just feel like they just want to do their work and be left alone. So I don't really want to be like, hey, I'm the idiot from YouTube. Here, come shake my hand. I don't really want to do that. And I'm more of a like, if you come up to me and talk to me, I'll talk to you type person sometimes. Not normally. Normally, I'm the one who will come and talk to you any day of the week. But in this particular situation, I don't know. I just feel like a bit of an outsider, and got a little bit of like imposter syndrome going on. And I'm sure that's a natural feeling for the first case where you're actually in a live place. So, but I will say that's the one thing I've learned this week is attribution and how hard they work. They really do work so hard. and I was really impressed in their work ethic. They work incredibly hard. One of the girls that was there, I won't tell you who it is. She's really nice. She gets there at like 6:30 in the morning. 6:30. Court opens at 10:30. 6:30. And she works until like I don't know. She didn't tell me, but she gets there at 6:30 in the morning. It's so early, and she does this every day. So I will say I've found a newfound respect for traditional journalists, and that I've crapped on them a lot over the years, and a lot of times because I feel like they won't collab with me when I want them to. Um, but I can say that I found a very big respect for a lot of them. They're very dedicated to what they do. So if you see any of them around, if you're able to comment on any of their articles or on their Twitter, if you see any of the people covering Erin's case, say something nice to them and thank them for their work. That's what I would say. They are working extremely hard to bring you coverage. Very, very hard. Anne, hey Anne. That's a important aspect of contemporary media, though. YouTubers, they might even feel like your approach is more modern. I don't know. I've sort of had the feeling all week that they don't want me there. I don't know if that's just me being paranoid and anxious, because I do suffer from really bad anxiety, and I can tell you on the first day I had really, really bad anxiety for about the first 3 hours. My heart rate was through the roof, and I'm sure you can understand what that would be like. I'm not sure how many of you have ever covered a live court case before. My heart rate was easily like 160 for hours, and I had to get outside at one point and get some fresh air. I was just like, I need fresh air. I need cool air. So I had to go outside for a little bit and then come back in. I was all right after that. I was all right. And then today was easier. I went up there. I spoke to a couple people, and felt better today. When I can, I'll tell you a story about my first day. I can't tell you right now, but I will at some point tell you it. I almost broke like a cardinal rule, and I on like my first day, my first hour of being there, almost broke a cardinal rule. So yeah, that would be, that's just my opinion. I would say if you see people covering Erin's case, people like From The Age, Channel 9, the ABC, the Guardian, and even the Daily Mail, all those people are some of the hardest working individuals I've ever watched work. So if you get a chance to comment on their stuff, please leave them a nice message and thank them. We're not normally allowed to have comments on. If you go to the old video that I just did, there'll be no comments, no live chat. But if you do get the opportunity at some point to talk to them, just thank them for their work. They work very hard to bring you those updates, and they do it quicker than I do. Like that. Like as soon as it's set in court, bang, it's up. So thank them. They're very nice. Marilyn says, my daughter had that work ethic having her own autoimmune practice. I bet your daughters are very accomplished. Woman of Steel said, are you the only YouTube person? I think so. I think I am. I think I am the only person. There's a couple of podcast people that are doing like audio only type podcasts, but I think I'm the only live streamer, like someone who does live streaming. I think, I'm not sure. There's some issues, and I'm not allowed to explain what they are, but where I am, I think that I'm the only one. The others all know each other. So the thing is, I think because I came to the trial and only the trial, a lot of these other people have known each other for months and years and been to other cases together. So they all know each other. They all come in and high five, and they're like, hi, Mark, and hi, Tony, and hi, Jenny, and stuff. Like they know each other, and that through work. And I think I'm the only YouTuber. I feel very, like I said, I feel very privileged, and I appreciate the opportunity. Let's see what else. And just remember, we can't talk about the case in here at all. If you ask me anything about the case, your reply is literally a banned account. I'm as serious as a heart attack. I will just ban you. Not a timeout, not a removal of a comment. You will just be banned, and you'll never come back. And I'll never lift it. So just please remember that. You can't comment on the case. You can't give me an opinion. You can't give me a theory. You can't anything. Can't say like, oh, it's been going whatever. No, we're talking about different stuff here. We're just talking about like general stuff, just having a hangout, just catching you guys up on what I've been up to this week personally, not anything to do with anything going on in a courtroom. Hey, the Thoris, how are you, my friend? Good to see you. Ping looks like a famous person. Shakespeare. What? I don't think I look like a famous person. Why are you guys freaking out because this is the first time you've ever seen like a full face video of me? I don't think I've ever done one. Have I ever done a full face live stream before? I don't know if I have. Have I ever done a full face with no like not like without this, like this? I don't know if we've ever done it. I'm not sure if we've ever done it before. I just want to make sure that doesn't get turned down. I think this week might be the first time we've ever done it. What do you think? Do you like it? Do you want me to do this when I go home? Is this what you prefer? Would you prefer that I'm talking to the camera? Is this better for everyone? Is this more personable? Just let me know. I'm interested in your opinion on that. So I would like to know. Or do you want us to go back to the way we used to do it with the other camera? You guys like this one? You guys like the way we do it like this? Do you guys want me to buy a fancy bed and do it in the bed all the time? Maybe we will open our OnlyFans. I think I got too excited at that idea. I was like, there's a lot of really pretty women, including my wife. No, don't tell her that. Marjorie says, I like the new format. Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. Since we're not talking about the case, I can relax a little bit, which is nice because I've been stressed all week. I can tell you that if you want to know a little bit about me personally, having to do this week like this has been one of the most challenging things for my anxiety. I suffer from absolute crippling anxiety at times. And having to walk into a room full of people that I don't know, have never met before, not sure how the process works, is like the stuff out of nightmares for me. And it's been one of the most trying weeks emotionally I think I've ever been through in my career on YouTube. And that might explain why I've been really tired, because my anxiety just burns my energy really quick sometimes when I get it constantly. And I can just tell you that, yeah, it sucks. I've had it my entire life, and it doesn't seem like anything I do gets rid of it. And just unfortunately, just this week, yeah, just it's been like that for a lot of the week. Yuda says, I thought you may have anxiety, but you'll be okay. Yeah, I knew you guys would know that my anxiety would be through the roof. It was first day, definitely. I felt so sick for like half the day, but you know what kept me going is I knew I could do something different, and I could do something that hasn't been seen in Australia yet. There is not a lot of people who cover crime cases down here, especially trials, live. Like not live, but I know we're like 12 hours removed, but in this type of format. There's a lot of podcast people, There's a lot of like I make a video on it, sort of like that guy from Ireland or whatever. Can't remember his channel, but I love his channel. There's that type of thing, but no one that does this, and it's sort of like a weird niche. But yeah, I'm happy to be one of the first. Hey, Miss Wee Lassie. She says, I finally managed to catch you live at a normal time here. It's lovely seeing the whole of you. I feel your anguish with walking in a room of strangers. I'm the same. Yeah, yeah, it's been like that all week. So if you've ever had that feeling, and then you guys all know the other things that I'm having to watch out for, and you can understand how that would play on my anxiety a lot. Because one of the things is, like I told you, that these other media companies have huge legal teams that deal with like a lot of different bits and pieces that happen, and I just don't have that. So they have to be careful. I have to be like 3 times as careful as they are, and it'll take some time for me to do these cases and learn sort of what's not what's acceptable, but not even what you can get away with, just what works, what works in these things. And it's like a whole new, like, I'm sort of making this up as I go along in a way, because no one's done it before. There's not been a ton of people who've done sort of like live shows based on live trials. I think there was one. Yeah, there's not been many. I've seen a couple, but not a lot. Anxiety is draining. Yeah, it is, my friend. Elizabeth Betty C says it'll get easier, and it has. Today was better than the first day. The first day was very, very hard. Today was a little easier because I knew where I was going. I knew where to, like, knew what to do and stuff, and I knew where I could go, and I knew my place, that type of thing. The first day was all sort of like, I don't know where I'm going. Some very kind person saved me at the end at one point. Yeah, she was very kind. Miss Wee Lassie says, appreciate you having to learn all this, the ins and outs of court procedures. That will drain energy too. Nothing. Wishing you a ton of luck. You got this. Stick on it. Well, we've got 6 more weeks to go, so I hope by the end I'm half decent at this. The first few days, and that added to the stress too, is because the plan I had in my head didn't work out. The plan I had and the timetable I had just didn't come together. And it's taken me a couple of days to realize, just slow down. Just fulfill your obligations first. Your obligations to the court first. They are your first obligation. So I fulfill them first, and then I can do stuff for me and you guys. So I have to do that first, and I have to prioritize it in my head. In my head, that is my first priority. And it's sort of taken me a day or so to kind of figure that out. Like, I'm so desperate to get on the air and tell you all this great stuff, but that's no good if I'm not doing it properly and I'm not fulfilling what I need to do. So it's just taken 1 or 2 days to try and figure out the timing and how long certain things take, and because like we were saying before, it's all new. It's all new, all of it. I've never been in a media room before. I've never had certain access before. It's taken a couple of days to try and figure a lot of it out, because there's I mean, you get help. There is help. I can't explain it to you because I'm not allowed to, but I can just say that there is certain resources where they do help you a little bit, but it's for a different thing. It's not for what we do here. It's something else. It is an all new world. It is, but I think it's the future of this channel. I really do. The future of this channel was never to be what we were doing for like the last sort of since I started the channel. That was sort of like a placeholder until we could do this. That's the honest truth, because you can't do those type of shows forever. They get repetitive and people get bored of them. Even though I have a great regular viewership and stuff, and our subscriptions are going up, which is good. At the same time, you have to offer your audience something different. And by coming to these trials, by showing you stuff that's interesting, like I took you on the walk this morning down to Morwell. I didn't show you all of it. I just showed you when I got into town. But I showed you around the town a little bit, around the block of the courthouse. And I showed you the police station. So you remember a month ago, I was showing you on a Google map, and then we actually got to do it together. So that was a big deal for me, because I wanted to show you something we had all visualized earlier, and it meant a lot to me to be able to take you there and show you what it looks like in real life. So that was a cool thing I got to do today, and was fun. I had fun doing that. Mel says compartmentalize it all. Yeah, it is, and being someone that has ADHD along with anxiety, I am very bad with that aspect of things. I'm not good at like mentally separating and boxing things into different things like an organization. My mind doesn't work like that, so I have to make it work like that and be very strict with my brain and be like, hey, no, this is the way it has to work. You can't do it any other way. There is no other way. It has to work this way. So it's just a bit of brain training. Tina says, is that why the majority of YouTubers true crime cover mostly American cases? Yes and no. The freedom of speech in America is different for a live trial than it is here. In America, you have some protections, freedom of the press, and some like amendment protections, which means that you can sort of say certain things. There are still rules. If you go to a court case in America, there's still some reporting obligations and things like that, but it's looser. It's a little looser than it is here. Here in Australia, it's literally like the number one thing. Like they tell us every day. It's not like they just told us once at the start of the trial. No, every day. Every day they remind us, like, this is your reporting obligations. You have to do this. Blah blah blah. Like we get heaps and heaps of information where it's like, I don't want to explain it because we're actually not allowed to. I'll just say that we get reminded frequently about what our obligations are. So that's all I'll say on that topic. It's just we get told a lot. Mel Max says, the more you do it, the easier it'll become, I promise. That's what Mrs. Ping said when I spoke to her tonight, because she watched the live stream earlier, and she said, you looked so stressed. She's like, you look so bad. She's like, you look like you needed a drink. And I was like, I might have needed a beer. And she's just like, it'll get easier. So she said the same thing too. She knows what I'm like. She knows that the first little bit of it is always the worst, and then eventually it eases out. So strict in Australia. I think it's just the courts in Australia, not just Victoria, New South Wales, Queensland, a lot of other places, Tasmania, all around, like South Australia, Northern Territory, Canberra. They just prioritize a fair trial. That's what it is. They don't want a mistrial. They don't want outside pollution. They don't want like things dirtying the juries, like the jury's minds, or they don't want something messing with their internal court process. So for them, trial and a clean trial is paramount. There is nothing greater. So like court is here, reporting is somewhere down here. This is the like the most important. The reporting and the reporters and that is somewhere down here. There's 10 other things above it, and then the court. So they just want a clean trial. That's it. That's the simplest way I can say it. They don't want mistrials. They don't want I don't know, an appeal or something. You know, a journalist says something and then it ends up in the freaking appeal process because they say it corrupted a juror or something. Like, you know, they don't want that. It costs millions of dollars to do these trials, especially from like the government side of it. They just don't want it. Hey, Insightful One. Hey, my friend. Hey, Stacy. What's up, my friend? Stacy, come to Australia. Come help me. come help me. Oh, it's just one of those things. Woman of Steel said, yeah, what'd she say? I wish Americans who poop on America knew how lucky we are to have First Amendment. Yeah, and a lot of the reason you guys have things like law and crime and things like that is because of your First Amendment rights. In Australia, while we do have safe harbor protections for the press and things like that, and we do have a certain degree of free speech, we don't have the same sort of, it's not, yes, we do have free speech. So I could tell the Prime Minister or whatever I want to say right now, and I wouldn't get arrested for it, as long as it wasn't a threat. But it's not as loose as America is the easiest way to explain it. Over there, you guys have a little bit more leeway. Oh. Thank you, Melmac. I appreciate it. Insightful One says they want justice. That's a good thing. Right. And I don't know if it's justice. Well, yeah, justice can go both ways, right? So justice, it doesn't always mean a guilty verdict. Justice just means that the court process plays out in a fair way and you get a result. That's what justice is. Sometimes it's used in the wrong way. So sometimes you'll hear in like a crime case, they'll say justice wasn't served, or this is a miscarriage of justice. But justice can be both things. It can be a guilty verdict, or it can be a acquittal, or, you know, not guilty, that type of thing. It's not always as simple as a guilty plea. So yes, that is true. They just want justice to happen. Typhon says, I wish. Come be my producer down here. I may have to hire someone. I am actually thinking about it. I need a second person. I think we're starting to get to that point where I need a second person. It's becoming to the point where a second set of hands would be really good, because it's just a lot to do on one person. Like even the podcast people that were there, like they had a team of like 2, 4, like they, you know, like they've got like a whole bunch of people. It'd be good because you could ask one person to focus on these sort of topics, and like focus on that person, take those notes, and I'll do these ones, and we'll combine later. Like that would be very helpful. Someone fly here. Someone fly to Morwell. Hey, oh sorry, I can't read your name. Oh, DNA detective, how are you? Join late. Can you recap what's upset you, please? No, I'm not upset. I'm okay. I'm fine. I was just giving people like the rundown of how my week's been out here. I'm not upset at all. I'm just no, I've had a great time. The people of Morwell are very nice people. Everyone I've met has been very sweet. The people who serve my food each evening have been lovely. There's a shop I've been visiting like every day for lunch, and they're really sweet and like really kind. They know they picked up I wasn't from here like this. I rocked up Sunday night and I got some food, and instantly they knew I wasn't a local. They were just like, "Oh, you're from Melbourne," and I was like, "What?" And they're like, "Yeah, you're not from here, right?" And I was like, "Do I have a sign on me that says I'm from Melbourne?" And they're just like, "Oh, it's the way you dress." They're like, "No one dresses like that here." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And they're like, "You're here for the trial, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Yeah, okay." And I see them every day, and they're like the nicest people. No one here has pushed for information. No one here has like approached to try and get insider info or anything like that. They've all been super respectful. I've tried to do the same thing. I don't like hang around places and try and get in locals' way or invade their sort of town or whatever. I sort of go to court. I get some shopping on the way back. I like get something to eat, and I go back to my hotel room, and I don't go back out again. And that's not because I don't want to or I'm scared or anything. Actually, the town is very nice. It's just I don't want to be part of like a swarm on the town, and I just want I I want the people of Morwell to have as a this is such a big event. I want to don't want to be part of the problem. I want them to be okay during the trial because the people in Morwell have been all very nice. Like the people at my hotel, they're all lovely. The guy who made my dinner tonight, he was a sweet guy. Like they're all because I have a thing on my door that says "Don't come in, I'm working," and I do that on purpose so that I can work. And he was like, I didn't know if I was supposed to knock on your door to give you your dinner," and I was like, okay. I was like, yeah, that's why I ordered it. He's like, I wasn't sure, and he's like, I was just gonna leave it in the kitchen for you, and I was like, no, 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 that's fine. Like, I'm okay with it. It's fine. Hey, the Thoris, how are you, my friend? Have to give us a food night. There's not a ton. So I put a call out on Twitter for anyone who lives in Morwell to tell me if there's anywhere good to eat down here. I'm looking for a good Chinese restaurant for tomorrow night. If you live in Morwell and know of a good Chinese restaurant, there's one somewhere down there, but apparently it's not very good. I read the reviews and people said it's not great. If someone knows of like a really good one that serves like, good quality Chinese food, let me know. Mrs. Ping loves Chinese food and she's going to be up here tomorrow night. So I'd like to get that for her. Um, Woman of Steel said it's bringing the town extra business. I'm sure they appreciate it. Yeah, and I've tried to do that. So I've tried to spend a bit of money in the town. I've tried to buy my food at different places throughout the town to try and spread the sort of money around, that type of thing. Like, no, I have sort of been going to one place for lunch because their food's really good. But for dinner, I'm trying to sort of like go to different places and try different things, just to spread the economy around because I'm sure this will be helpful for their winter period. Like we're going into winter in Australia, which is like normally the down period for places that have tourism. And this particular town does have some tourism in the summer. So I've been trying to do that and spread some of the cash around and things like that. Ask the court people out or at the cop shop. I should go to the cop shop. Actually, I saw two detectives today and they high fived me as I walked past. And I was like, all right, sure, I'll take a high five from a detective. Why they did that, I have no idea. I just walked past the police station, they're coming out for lunch, and he just went, high five. And I went, all right, I'll take a high five. Miss Wee Lassie says, does the town not have its own Facebook page? I don't know. I'll have to have a look. I'm not sure. I don't. If you've ever followed the Knights of the Ping Facebook page, you'll know I'm really terrible at Facebook. I just am never on there. I go on there like I'll go on there for like 2 weeks, and I'll post every day, and then I just forget that it even exists for like 3 months. I'm a detective says found a Nashville restaurant owned by an Aussie and had a meat pie yesterday in honor of my Aussie lovelies. Did you like it? I love meat pies. It's like one of the greatest gifts to the world. Love meat pie. They were trying to get the handcuffs on me. Probably. Probably. Um, Inside One says, "You're so bad. I didn't even know you had a Facebook." I know, right? We've had it for a few months. And when did we make it? Like last year, something like that. Can't remember. Sometime last year. It's weird. I don't think you guys have ever seen the hair out this bad either. Because normally I have it like tied up like that, like all the time. I don't normally wear it down like this. So you guys get to see it. You get to see my weird long hair. So there you go. Oh yeah, I got hair in my eye. There we go. You've always wanted a meat pie? It's just mincemeat with gravy in a pie casing. It's probably incognito on there. No, we have a page, Nights with Ping. It's on Facebook. We have a named Facebook page. We have one. You like the hair down? I don't know. I never wear it down. I always wear it tied up. I always have, even like in court today, I had to tie it up. I find like if I have it down, it gets in my eyes when I sleep, and I end up getting like really sore eyes in the morning. So I often don't wear it down. But the detectives know they're letting me keep an eye on me. Oh my god! I hope not. I hope not. Gayla says I look every day. Really? I don't know. You guys have to let me know if this is what you guys want in the future. I mean, I think I could set something like this up at home. If you guys want this sort of angle and things like that, I would feel maybe see what happens when I tie my hair back though. It makes my forehead look like massive. Maybe I should wear it down. I look like I'm going. It's so weird. I don't like this camera because in real life I don't look like I'm going bald at the front. But on the camera, for some reason, every time it makes me look like that. All the guys had long hair in my high school in the late 60s. So I had long hair when I was young, and then I cut it really short, and I had short hair for about, I don't know, about 10, 15 years. And then I grew the beard. So I grew the bit of the beard, and then the pandemic happened, and I forgot to get a haircut for like 2 years, and my hair grew like sort of here. And then by the end of the pandemic, my hair was like down here. Not kidding, my hair was past like my rib cage. It was all the way down here. And I went to a hairdresser, Mrs. Ping's hairdresser, and I sat in the chair, and the hairdresser just looked at my hair and just went, oh, she's like, you can't leave here tonight with that hair. She says, we're going to fix your hair. So they've been doing my hair for like a couple, about 2-3 years now, and they style it, and like they do all the undercut, and like it's all the same length now. It never used to be. Like it's all like the one length. It never used to be. When I first had it cut, because of the way it grew, because I had really short hair, the way it grew, it all grew in like different lengths, and it took a year or so to get this sort of style. It was really jagged because of the different growth lengths of the hair, and it just looked really weird for about a year after I first got this style. So cameras make everything look bigger, even your what even my forehead. Yeah, I know. It's these lights or something. It's so weird. Cameras make everything look bigger. Maybe that's why they film porn like that. They're like, yeah, it adds 2 inches. Like that's why. Ping. You shouldn't say dirty jokes on camera. You shouldn't say dirty jokes. Yeah. Maryland is, yeah. Is it auburn? My hair? I don't know what color my hair is. Where's my phone? It used to be a lot. It used to be a lot lighter when I was younger. I don't know. Whatever that color is. I don't know. That's not doing a good job, is it? I don't know. Whatever that color is. It's a lot lighter in the sun. It's got a lot of red in it, actually. So, there you go. Let's see. Stop. You make me say dirty jokes on camera. Stop. Dark brown. It looks auburn. It is a little bit. I've got a lot of red in my beard, so my mustache is like almost red and orange, and my hair has a lot of red through it too. So, yeah. Hey, that looks terrible. What is that? Okay, there we go. All right. Dark hair has a lot of red naturally. Well, that could be true, but my beard is like orange. I swear, if you see me in the daylight, like my mustache is like bright orange. My beard under here and on the sides, bright orange, like super bright orange and red. It's like you guys can't see it now. You can see it a little bit, but in the daylight, it's like bright red. I probably look really weird with the long hair, but whatever. I like my hair. All right. Enough talking about me. I feel like this is like a show about me. Let's check out what was going on over here. Yeah, one of the cases that I didn't get to cover very much because I left is London Thomas. London Thomas is just one of those cases where I was hoping for a way different result. Like, just for her mom. I just feel terrible for her mother. Like, her mom was so desperate to get her daughter back. And I feel so bad for her. Hold on, what's this? Hold on, let me bring up this story. No. Close. All right, let me go to this story and we'll have a chat. I got some time because tomorrow's gonna be a short day, so we can go late tonight. Yeah, let me see if I can find anything on it. Was this recently? No, that was a while ago. Hey, stomach. We already ate. Yeah, let's go to Fox 32, Fox 23 in over here. That's terrible. All right, hold on. Let me go to this and this. 51 minutes ago. All right. I don't have my ad blocker on this laptop, and you can tell it looks terrible. All right, let me go here. All right. So what are they saying? Tulsa woman arrested. So apparently she's arrested after child dies from drug toxicity. Really? Drug toxicity in a child? That's really sad. They're saying here a Tulsa woman was arrested for child neglect after her 3-year-old daughter's death was ruled as fentanyl and cocaine toxicity. Police said on May 29, 2024, officers responded to a home near North Peoria Avenue and East 56th Street on a child death call. The 3-year-old victim was found unresponsive by her mother, Kirsten Brown. The TPD forensic lab tested evidence collected from the room where the child had died, and several items showed positive results for cocaine and fentanyl. What's going on in the world? What is going on in the world? It says here on January 3rd, the medical examiner provided a final report citing the manner of death as fentanyl and cocaine combined toxicity in a child. Police said on April 17, Brown was charged with child neglect, according to jail records. She was booked into Tulsa County Jail on April 29 on a $50,000 bond. $50,000 bond, man. That's a lot of fentanyl. Ping, don't make jokes. It's not funny. Why does this keep doing this? Stop. Here, stay there. Jeez. I don't know what you do with that. What are you supposed to do with that? A child, how old was the child? 3 years old. 3 years old. Oh, wait, what happened to our article? There we go. So 3 years old, according to this article, died of fentanyl and combined cocaine toxicity. And they tested items in the baby's bedroom. Bedroom. Not lounge room. Not mummy's secret drawer where she keeps all the fun things, including the vibrators. The child's bedroom. They tested items and it had cocaine and drug toxicity. How much fentanyl do you have? How much fentanyl do you need to have that you get it on every item in your home? I want to know. Did you have a party? You had like a big bag of fentanyl and you're just like making it rain? Is that what happened? Yeah, it's insane. I've never heard of something like this. Fentanyl and cocaine toxicity in a 3-year-old. Yeah, and they said they collected items from the child's room and it showed positive results for cocaine and fentanyl. Far out. Yeah, I want to look up London Thomas too. London Thomas, because I haven't seen the updates. Who did they arrest? Yeah, suspects in custody. Okay. I haven't seen any updates on it. Let's go back up. I'll get off my screen. Here we go. Did we get a video? No. They say here, the attorney representing suspects in London Thomas's death calls the criminal investigation troubling and says his clients have been held for more than 3 days and have not been formally charged. You know the police can hold you for quite a long time, and even if it was 3 days, all they would have to do is find a holding charge, anything, even a freaking jaywalk ticket, and they could hold you for weeks, months until your first appearance. So this lawyer must be a very new person out of college because it's the oldest trick in the book. Yeah, very strange, very strange. All right, let's have a look. Watch, yeah, we can do that. If it'll play.
We're going to go now to our other top story. For the first time, we're hearing from the defense attorney representing the two suspects being held in the disappearance of London Thomas.
The two people were taken into custody after the 17-year-old's body was found Saturday inside an SUV in Southfield, and it's now been more than 72 hours since the two have been locked up, and they have yet to be charged with any crimes.
7 News Detroit reporter Randy Wimbley shares with us London's family's desperation for answers and why the suspect's defense attorney is calling the investigation troubling.
17-year-old is dead. It's always hard when someone's life is cut short. What we really want to look at is making sure that the right person is behind bars.
And defense attorney Terry Johnson says neither of his two clients are the right person. He says the pair was taken into custody and transported to the Detroit 17-year-old London Thomas's body. The two have been held for more than 72 hours.
Right now, they're still being detained, and charges have not come forth. I think they are still looking to find out exactly what happened. Unfortunately, they arrested my two clients with little to no evidence. One charge.
Seems pretty typical to try and claim the police have no evidence of this like particular crime against these two people. I would say stop treating yourself like, you know, if you somehow got wrapped up in a murder investigation, there must be a reason. I'm not saying everyone's guilty, but poor London Thomas. I mean, it's her body that was found in the freaking woods, right? Oh, I think we're for some reason bandwidth dipped again. I don't know why it's acting like this. All right. Thanks. All right. It doesn't want to play for us anymore. I think our bandwidth is playing up again. It was playing up earlier tonight when we did the first live stream. The first live stream got cut. I don't know what happened. It just died. And I think we're having the same sort of problem now too, unfortunately. Yeah. Oh, it was in the car. Did they not find her in a forest? Did I read that the other day that they found her? She was found in a car. I mean, I haven't been able to keep up with it because I've been here. London. Hold on. London. Oh my god. They did too. They say London Thomas body found inside SUV that residents say had been parked for weeks. How did they do that? Apparently she was found over the weekend after she was reported missing, and they found her in an SUV. Oh my god. Police say her body was found Saturday evening in Southfield near 8 Mile and what? And Telegraph Roads, 8 Mile and well, it did say that she might be near there. That was one of the places they were originally looking for her. 2 suspects remain in custody, yeah. Neighbors said they watched as police discovered Thomas's body inside a white SUV parked in the neighbor's driveway. They say had been parked there for 2 weeks. Crazy. Really is. I feel so bad for her mom. Who's messaging me? Guys, whoa. Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, shoot. I didn't see these come through. Hold on, guys. Hold on. I didn't see these until right now. Oh, Betty. Betty. Thank you, my friend. Betty's a very lovely lady. She says, appreciate all you do. Wish I could give more, but no, you are always grateful. What the F with all your tech issues? Not your fault. I know, guys. I know. We've had bad Wi-Fi in this place. What happened to my StreamYard? Oh, why is it doing this? No. There we go. There we go. Thank you, Betty. I appreciate that. It's very sweet of you. Very, very kind. I am appreciative. I promise. I know for a fact that without the help of a lot of people who donated, sent in super chats for a long time, for leading up to about a year ago, there's no way this trip could have happened. There's no way that this trip has cost thousands. It's cost a lot of money to get here, and I am, just like I'm grateful for the opportunity with the Supreme Court, I'm grateful for all my followers and all the viewers that I have on this channel. I know how lucky I am. There is not many people that only have like 1,300 subscribers and are able to crowdfund that type of money. like I know I've seen the statistics on that. There's like that soundboard website or whatever it's called, where leaderboard or whatever, where you can check different channels. And I've looked at channels in my range, and they make like $30 a month. And I am extremely grateful that I'm able to do this for a living because of what people support the channel with at 1,300 subscribers. I mean, it's crazy. It should be more like 10,000 subscribers, 5,000, 15,000 for the type of support that I get. So I know I am extremely lucky, very lucky, very, very thankful. It's been a wild ride. I'm somewhat looking forward. I'll be sad when it ends because we waited so long to get here. But in some ways, I want to be at the end because there's so much more I want to do. And this channel is sort of not a reaction channel, but it's more like an analysis. Like we look at things and then we break it down. Like, why does this make sense? Why does that not make sense? What options could there be for this? If we look this up, like, where does that go? That type of thing. And being in a live trial means you can't do any of that. And it's sort of made it a little hamstrung on the content because that's what we do here. So it's just a new oh geez, I almost broke that. And just a new normal. Just a new normal. That's all it is. That's the way I would describe it. A new normal. Yeah. Let me put this on my ample bosom here. If I was a girl, I might be like a cup. I might be able to wear a training bra. that would be interesting. Knights of Ping. What do they call it on the TikTok? Like, try this on or whatever, or like the girls who walk around in underwear or whatever. It's great content. Ping thinks it's the greatest thing on earth, but maybe Ping should do that. OnlyFans with Ping. Yeah, it is horrific. No one bothered to take a peek in the strange car's boot. Well, that's like saying, how come no one found that body that was buried in the backyard? It's like, well, how often do you go to a backyard and be like, hey, I'm going to dig in that backyard? It's just not like someone else's property. Like, it's not your car. So why would you do that? You know what I mean? It's sort of like, yeah, it's out of the norm. You're not going to just walk around opening boots of cars that have been there for a while. That'd be a strange hobby to have. So I don't blame them. I just mean maybe it should have been reported earlier. Sean says, we are glad you could go. It has been a dream come true. It really has. It's been a highlight of being a YouTuber. It really has, to see how this all works. And you sort of see how the sausage is made, if that makes sense. It's interesting, and one day I'll be able to tell you all about it. Gayla says, how did they not smell her? Do boots have like a rubber thing on it? Like, do cars have like a rubber on the boot? That might actually delay smelling it. So Miss Wee Lassie says, yeah, but if you have a car, you know what isn't like your neighbor's car. I get it. Actually, I think we're gonna have to talk a little quieter. I think it's like 1 a.m. in the morning here, and I don't think there's anyone staying in this room, but there is someone staying in this room over here. So I don't want to upset them. So we're gonna go in a minute. We're gonna go. Marylander says, gross watching making sausage. Depends. Have you seen that on OnlyFans? Sausage making? That would. There's the dirty joke. There you go. Yeah, wait, there could have been something better there, like sausage, something about stuffing. It's been nice to relax a little bit. It's been nice to have this little bit of a live stream just to sort of talk about random things, because I've been sort of just doing like real serious stuff all week and not been able to like have a joke or laugh or anything. there is no laughing at the Supreme Court. No one laughs, not even one. No, not even one laugh. Miss Wee Lassie says, anyone in the rooms next door to you will be thinking you're a serial killer. Next door to them, you speak yes, speak quietly. Yeah, we've got to speak more quietly. Sorry, that joke was actually pretty funny. All right, hold on. Marylander says, the pineapple. Sorry, I'll turn you up and me down. Let's do that. Hold on, let me put you in my... All right. Did you see before I posted this photo to Twitter? And I was like, there's a giant slong in the photo. No one laughed. I laughed. Insightful one says, I'm not commenting. You should. It's funny. It's fun. It's fun. Play along. Amy says, we're so happy for Ping. I don't even know how to thank all those people. There's so many people. Now I feel like the Ping we know. That's right. It's been nice to relax a little bit. I'm sure we'll do more tomorrow. Tomorrow's a short day. So we only have to be in court at like 10:30 and then we're out at 1. So 1 or 1:30 or something. It's only like what did they say? It was going to be like 2.5 hours, including the breaks tomorrow. So it's a pretty short day. I heard a lot of the media are going back to Melbourne tomorrow afternoon. So a lot of them are checking out their hotels in the morning and taking their stuff to the courthouse. We'll get in trouble. All right. It's about 1 a.m. 1 a.m. here in Morwell right now. Miss Wee Lassie says you need to get some sleep. Yeah, I know. I have so much fun with you guys, though. I have a lot of fun. After we had that real stressful first live stream, I think the second two have gone a lot better. The one we did before this one, I think, was much better done. The documents were I edited them a lot better, and I think they worked out good. I hope you're getting more information from me. That's what I hope, because when I read the papers, like they sort of cherry pick bits and pieces, and that's not what I wanted to do for you. I wanted to give you as much information as I could so that you guys would get like a wider picture, not just like these little tiny bits that the papers give. So I hope over the last few days you've been able to pick up bits and pieces that you haven't seen in other media. That was the whole idea. So, they just don't have any appetite to do that. Like they'll give you like a little quote and then another quote and make an article out of it. I'll just give you all the quotes, and I'm happy to do that as long as I legally can. And I think we have kept within the laws. So I'm more happy to do that for you. I'd rather you guys know everything that you can. Juicy Jules, you said you stood out different clothing. Yeah. I don't know when she's talking about. Maybe at court. Maybe no one wears a suit. Yeah, I wore a suit like every day. Did you guys see? I was wearing like a button-up shirt and chinos and not a hoodie. How weird. Because I wear a hoodie like every day of my life. I don't know. You know what they say about... I'll say this and then we'll start winding up. They say people who are creative people like me that run YouTube channels or have content-based business, they're often their hardest critic. And I can tell you that 1000% I am my hardest critic. I never think I do a good job at anything. I always think I'm terrible, and I've done something wrong, and that I don't know, that I just could be better every time. I just think I could be better. There's something I could change. There's something that could be different. There's something I could do more. And I don't know. It's just a weird feeling. I just never feel content about it. Great to hear your perspective. I can't wait till I can actually give you my proper perspective. Like I said, I have a whole other notebook that just has my insight and analysis to this entire thing. I can't release it right now; it's against the law. But when we can, at the end of the trial, there's about 10 shows worth of things we could look at. 10. So we'll probably have a series. At the end of the trial, I'll probably have like a recap mushroom trials sort of series where I'll take you back to where we are right now, and I'll tell you day by day what happened, what I thought, what my opinion was, all those things. When we get released from our subjudice bonding. Until then, I cannot, but I will. I've been writing it down every day, and I've been keeping it because I forget very quickly. You could, I could think something today. I could tell you guys about it, and then you guys will ask me on Monday and be like, "Ping, you said this on Friday," and I'd be like, "What? I don't remember that." My memory is just really like in and out sometimes, and I just forget. I just wouldn't even remember. So I knew I had to write it down. So when I came to the trial, I brought I got a second notebook, and I have a second document that I've been like segmenting into different things to keep comments and things I think when I hear stuff and stuff like that. So what I think will be the biggest content won't be these weeks. It'll be much later. And I think I've been saying that for a while. Miss Wee Lassie says it's good to always think you can do better. It means you're always aiming for improving instead of being complacent. I don't think Ping's ever complacent about anything. Anne says, perfect is the enemy of good, as they say. I don't know. You guys like this live stream the way we're doing it tonight. So let me look into doing this when we get home. How are we going to do it? I'm not sure yet. But leave it with me, and I will look at a way that we can... Actually, this looks a bit weird. There we go. I will look at a way of doing this when we get back. If this is what you like, and you prefer the whole me looking at the camera type thing, yeah, we could do that. There's something we could do to make that happen. I have a bed. No, I'm just kidding. I have other spaces we could use that don't have to be a bed. But this is actually pretty comfortable. I could talk for hours doing true crime in this position. Insightful One says it's really common. My hubby is that way when he builds something, and I'm that way when I oil paint. One of those people that just keep going. Yeah. Miss Wee Lassie says, I love you doing this. It's nice, informal, and chatty about all sorts. Yeah, I like doing those type of streams every now and then. Gayla says, I don't mind as long as I can hear you. I know. We should probably go, though, because we should probably go, though. It's like 1 a.m. Yeah, it's like 3 minutes to 1. I don't want to complain in the morning from these guys. So let's do this. I'm going to call it in the morning. What is a smoking jacket or silk pajama? I don't know what that means. I'll be at court 10:30. It's an early day. I'll be out real early. We should be able to get a live stream up and running because my editing will be pretty quick tomorrow because it's only 3 hours. We might make 1 a.m. 1 a.m. Eastern. Maybe. I hope. So keep an eye out. We may actually get to do a normal time zone like show. And I feel bad for Trish, but there's not been a ton of places to live stream outside of the court with all the media outside in the courtyards. There's like nowhere to point a camera. So all right, you tell me later. All right, Stacy, tell me later. All right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Let me check one thing. I just want to double check. Give me 1 second. What is going on? Yep, let's go back here. You know, there's been so many kind people, and I'll read off a few names here. Betty C, Sean, Nick, hey Nick, good to see you. Thank you very much for that donation. I appreciate it. Yuda, thank you so much. It's very kind. And oh, I can't see any more. No. Tell me all of them. Hold on, guys. Okay. The other ones I think we did. Yeah, all right. The generosity has been amazing, including all the super chats that have come in. Next month or the month after is going to be an absolute bumper super chat pay. Like, we've had heaps, and it's been really helpful. It's really messed up, but you guys have really helped. I hope to give you more content, and we still have 5 weeks of trial. Even when this weekends, there's still another 5 weeks. Oh, this many. Why is my hand so red? I must have slept on must have had it like here and it got all red. We got six more, 5, this many, 5 more left. That's what we've got. Oh, yes, I will put them back in the description. Yeah. The thing is, what happened is when we left, I forgot to take all my so when we make the shows and that, I've got like scripts and things that we use, and I left them all on the computer at home. So, but I can get all that information. It's okay. If not, they're right above you. Look. They're right here. Look. They're right here. Look at that giant finger. Oh, I hope my nails are clean. Yeah, they're clean. I always clean my nails. I'm one of these weird people that gets like obsessive about their nails. I'm like, clean them all the time. Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I want to thank Trish and Stacy at websleuths.com too. They have been driving people to my channel since I opened the channel. But since the trial, they've been talking about it, telling people, posting about it, and I really appreciate it. One of the biggest questions I actually get a lot from people is about Web Sleuths, my time there. How come they hired an Australian? That's one of the questions I get a lot, actually, is how come I'm the only overseas person they've ever hired? And I was like, well, I don't know. Things happen. The Australians get to places. But yeah, I really appreciate it. Giant hand. I do have big hand. Actually, so before we go, one last thing. Someone in the chat last night said, Ping, why do you have such big hands? And I do have quite big hands, right? Someone was like, well, can you measure them? Well, no, I don't have a tape measure, but I can show you this little trick. Hold on. That is an 8-inch phone. This phone's 8 inches, and it fits in my hand comfortably, like finger to thumb to pinky. It's not even big enough. That's an 8-inch long phone. So I could be a quarterback. Maybe I should have played in the NFL. Yeah, I have quite big hands. So big hands, big heart. You ask Mrs. Ping what that means. No, I'm just kidding. No, don't ask her that. She'll tell you the opposite, I promise. All the better to slap you with. I don't think I slap anyone. Miss Wee Lassie said, I'm chuffed you're managing to do lives in the afternoon here for us. I don't know. The thing is, I had a ring that I used to wear, but I used to weigh like 95 kilos, so I was a bigger guy. And in the last like 3-4 years, I dropped down. I'm now like 75 kilos. So I weigh 75 kilos. I'm 6'1", and so I'm like, I'm not tiny or anything. Like, you guys can see my arms. Like, I'm not tiny, but I don't weigh very much. And the ring I had for this hand, if I just went like that, it just flew off and went across the room. So to avoid losing it, I don't wear it anymore. But I'm not sure what the ring size used to be, but I haven't got resized since I lost all the weight. So yeah, used to weigh 100 kilos. 100 kilos is like 220 pounds, 220 pounds. And I weigh 75 kilos now. What is that? 75 kilos. 75 kilograms equal pounds. I weigh like 165 pounds. 165 pounds at 6'1". So, and I used to weigh 220. So I lost about 60 pounds. Lost about 60 pounds of weight over about 5 years. Yeah, like I go on my Twitter and see that meal. I ate all that in like 10 minutes. And then before that, I ate like a bunch of chicken and stuff like that. I ate about 8,000 calories today. 8,000. Be like Lori and wear a black hair tie. Oh, one of those black, like one of those little measure things, or the ones that stop your ring from coming off. I've seen both. All right. I do have a black hair tie. Look. Oh, that hurt. There you go. All right. I think we have to go. Someone just banged on the wall. Okay. I better go. I'll see you tomorrow.